I am indeed here. I got started a little bit late today. I was upstairs working, and all of a sudden I looked at my watch, and it's like, oh my gosh, I was supposed to start the countdown timer 5 minutes ago. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to my weekly Wednesday live. It's lovely to see you. Hi, Becky. And this is not the Q&A, right, for the Pattern Design Academy. This is my weekly Wednesday live. And I come on every Wednesday. If you're new here, I come on every Wednesday at noon, and I've been doing this for like 5 years now, where I come on to my Facebook business page at noon Pacific time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, and we talk about art, creativity, and of course, a surface design. So, Becky, I'm looking forward to seeing you also at 1 p.m., so that's in about an hour, a little less than an hour, for our Q&A session for the Pattern Design Academy, because Becky is in the class of May 2023. And so it's great to see you here as well. So Sherry is here. Hello, Sherry. It's great to see you. And fantastic. Hello, Debbie. It's great to see Debbie. And who else is here? I think that I also saw Sherry. Hi, Sherry. And I know there are a whole bunch of others of you. I can see that they're like about 20 on with me, and it's totally okay if you don't say hi. But Geraldine is here. It must be Wednesday. Exactly. Hello, Geraldine. It's great to see you. And Patricia, it's wonderful to see you as well. And Jean and Denise are here, which is awesome. So I'm going to get started because I'm late, right? So I wanted to talk today about my blog because I had a really, really fun time writing my blog this week. So here's the thing. When I get really excited, I start to talk really, really fast. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that I don't talk a mile a minute. And what I wanted to talk about is I wanted to make sure you guys read my blog. So if you didn't read my blog, you can go to FOLLETTE.com, and I'll share my screen to show you exactly how you can find it. And I also have been hearing from some people that they're having trouble clicking through my emails, and so I'm trying to get that issue resolved. But Vauntina is here. Hello, Vauntina. And Diana, it's great to see you. And also, Diana, since you're also in the Pattern Design Academy program, the Q&A is in an hour, right? This is separate from that. And then, hello, Anne Marie. It's wonderful to see you. I just love seeing all of my old buddies, right? I just love seeing all of you, all of the members of my creative community who come every Wednesday and have been hanging out with me here for years. I so appreciate it. And great, so many of you read my blog, which is awesome. Thank you. This is my blouse, my brand new blouse from Paris. You guys know I was in Paris a couple of weeks ago, and I bought a couple of really pretty new blouses. This is a watercolor. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely loved it. I saw it in the window of the store, and I had to go in there and grab it right away. And I normally wear my own blouses, but today I had to wear this one. So let's pop over to my blog so that you guys can see where it is, and make sure that if you missed it, you just can go to AnneLaFolletteArt.com. Up here at the very, very top on the upper left, I put in the entire URL that actually takes you to this specific blog post. But if you just go to AnneLaFolletteArt.com, you will see right up here at the top of the page, there's a clickable link to the blog. And you can also, of course, scroll down. Don't forget to scroll down. You can look at the Celebrate page, where I've got lots of fabulous stories from my Academy students. You can scroll down and download one of my free guides, because I've got some fabulous free guides. You can scroll down even further and meet some of my fabulous students who've put some beautiful, beautiful, kind words on my website. And then you can also get reminders about my weekly Wednesday chat that we're on right now. And then please follow me on Instagram. So here are, yes, so Marianne Walker Leclerc, they do look like California oranges. My blouse does kind of look like California oranges. So if I click through to the blog, you can see that I write a blog every week, and you can go backwards to see how tons and tons of older topics. But basically, I wrote about Paris when I got back from my Paris trip, and then last week we talked about mastering the art of pattern design, and then today, or yesterday rather, 10 service design projects for summer. And so the 10 service design projects for summer include doing a design challenge. Thank you, Geraldine. Geraldine says lots of good suggestions, especially completing a collection. Yeah, absolutely. So you can participate in a design challenge. You could do a theme-based series, which is a great starting point for creating a collection, meaning pick a theme like the ocean and then create as many patterns as you possibly can that fit that theme. You could take a new class, and I actually have a really fun new surface design bundle that you guys can check out. And hello, Janice. It's great to see you, also known as the Paint Gardener. I have a super fun new surface design bundle here that this is a clickable link that'll take you over there if you want to check it out. And then you can expand into a new medium. I find this to be very helpful, expand into a new medium when I'm kind of stuck. You can also book a professional photo shoot, super important as you get ready to build your portfolio. And we're actually going to be starting to work on our portfolios together inside my membership, Anne's Atelier, over the summer. That's going to be one of the main focuses of the training inside my membership, is to create your portfolio. And one of the things you need professional photographs of yourself, right? You need a professional photographs of yourself to include in your portfolio, and then it's also great to have professional photographs of some of your work. Finalizing one surface pattern design collection is a great goal, and then holiday themed patterns are always a good thing to spend time on. It's always a great idea to have a whole bunch of holiday themed patterns, because the holidays is the time when people actually do a lot of purchasing. And then you can also start collecting mock-ups so that when you put together your portfolio, you're showcasing your artwork on mock-ups, like in interior design settings or on packaging. Great way for you to also make your portfolio super robust. Art journaling is a really fun thing to start to do if you've never done it before, because then you have all your work in one place. And then you can also create a vision board. And the vision board can really help you a lot with, for example, if you're picking a theme. And then, of course, this is one of my super fun photographs from my trip to Paris. I'm going to come back on screen. So I did a professional photo shoot when I was in Paris. And so let me see what you guys are saying about what you like best. So theme best is definitely going to help stir the creative juices. Absolutely true. Yep. Thank you very much for the comment about my blouse. I love the colors also. I think they're beautiful, this watercolor blouse. And so Janice says, great ideas. Hello, Judy. It's great to see you too. And then Geraldine said, lots of good suggestions there, especially completing a collection. Exactly. So I wanted to say hi to Marianne and also to Elizabeth. It's great to see you. And so those were all of my ideas. So while you're here live with me, tell me which one you're going to pick. So there were 10 different ideas. So let me know, did one jump out at you right away? And it's like, oh, totally want to do that this summer. And let me know, because I'm curious, like which one did you like the best? And while you're thinking about that and putting it in the comments for me, I also wanted to let you know that one of the other things I really want to talk about, and I might talk about in my blog next week, is how I am using, here we go, my next project is creating a collection. Fantastic. I love it. That's great. So tell me, Evelyn, what's your theme? Have you picked a theme for your collection? Because when you're going to do a collection, And one of the things that I mentioned in the blog was you don't have to create a giant collection. You can be very, very effective getting your artwork in front of licensing directors by giving them a mini collection. That helps break down sort of the anticipation or the fear that creating a collection is going to take a ton of time. But tell us, Evelyn, if you have a theme picked out already. And so that's yours. And then Elizabeth, who's watching from my YouTube channel. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for watching from my YouTube channel. I am live streaming to multiple locations now. You want to create a collection. So what's going to be your theme? Tell me what your theme is. And the reason that it's so important to kind of pick your theme when you're thinking about a collection is because you are going to want to have enough different ideas under that main theme to be able to have a lot of different patterns that come to your mind and that you're ready to create. Because one of the things that I've certainly found is I probably create maybe 50 patterns for a collection in order to actually get 8 that I like. Does that happen for you too, where you create a ton, right? You create a ton, you also play around with color palettes, you get a ton of them, and then you sort of have to narrow it down to like the best 8. And sometimes it takes about 50 to get them there. And so Becky said, doing the Academy is your summer project. I love that. I love that. I love that. It's absolutely the best possible summer project is to be doing the Academy with me. And Janice said she's working on a series and a collection, so tell us more. Janice, tell us more. What are you working on? And Sherry said, I have a holiday collection started. I want to finish that. Fantastic. Listen, everyone needs a holiday collection in their portfolio. No question about it, right? It's absolutely a must because everyone shops during the holidays and companies need new designs during the holidays. It's the biggest time of the year. So for those of you who know me, I had a 30-year career in retail. I worked for the Gap and for Old Navy and for other big retailers. And those companies make, between 25 and 35% of their whole year happens in November and in December. It happens in November around Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and then it happens in December during those 2 key weeks before Christmas, and afterwards with a lot of returns and markdowns. But there's also some sales at the tail end of December when everybody's returning everything and exchanging it for something else that they really wanted. So it's absolutely important that you have critical that you have a holiday collection. So that's awesome. Elizabeth said that what you want to do is learning through new mediums. So I'm so glad you brought that one up because let's talk more about it. One of the things that happens for me is when I feel stuck, when I feel like I'm in a rut, the best way for me to get out of my rut is to actually stop doing the type of work I normally do and try something else. And so one of the things I love to do is to just play with some of the art supplies that I don't use. So tell me in the comments, how many of you have art supplies that you almost never use? So here's an example. I have these really cool pens. They're called I think they're called Pilot pens. They actually are kind of like calligraphy pens. And you can use them to create some really interesting kind of line work. And I almost never use them. I forget that I have them. So sometimes when I'm stuck, I will go into my fabulous box of art supplies and I'll dig in there to find something that I never use. Like, how about watercolor pencils? I don't use watercolor pencils that often, but when I do play around with them, I get really jazzed. I get totally re-engaged. I get totally sort of re-energized, which is really, really fun. So Marianne's going to work on a collection as well. So tell me. What's your theme, Marianne? Let's go deeper. Let's go a little bit deeper. Tell me what your theme is. And then Evelyn said, all of my designs are themed Outer Banks. Beautiful. So tell us more, Evelyn. When you have them themed Outer Banks, what does that mean to you? What things will be represented underneath that idea? I love it. That's fantastic. Splash is your newest theme. Cool. So tell us more. Tell us more. Let me draw out a little bit more information. Like, so what does that mean? What is that going to look like? What would be some of the motifs or elements you put in your designs? Elizabeth said, a hummingbird's ideal garden. Oh my gosh, fantastic. Fantastic. So you guys know I did a really fun bird collection a little while ago. I've kind of been weaning myself off of social media. But let me see if I can open up my my bird collection for you guys because it's the most recent collection that I made. And it's not going to open up, right? It says it can't be reached, or maybe it can be reached now. Here we go. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please pop over to my Instagram profile. I'm going to show you that I was doing this whole like bird collection, right? So here's one of my reels. Tell me if you can hear it. So these are not hummingbirds, these are sort of my bluebirds. And then I did that one, that was sort of my hero, because I always start with kind of my hero print. And then I did a couple of just themes around these beautiful leaves. And then I kept going, and I did this really cute one with the play for you. So those were some of my super fun ones. And then I did a new version of the collection. So super fun, right? Super, super fun. So you can come back here and watch a ton of other reels, but that was my most recent bird collection. And please click the follow button if you're not following me over there on Instagram. I would really appreciate it. So Elizabeth was talking about hummingbird, ideal garden. That took me down the path of like the bluebirds that I did a collection around. Your collection is going to be fun at the beach. Boats, toys, surf, sails, umbrellas, towels, sandcastles. Yeah. So make sure that there's tons and tons and tons of ideas. It's brilliant. That is perfect. So you'll be able to continue to create lots and lots and lots of designs. You're never going to run out of any ideas under that theme. Sherry's going to do vintage holiday. That's awesome. And then you said that that's so good to hear because I've done so many versions of a pattern that I got overwhelmed about all of them instead of choosing a few favorites. Exactly. So give yourself grace and just pick a few favorites for your collection, right? And I think that it can be really fun for you to then look at all of your favorites, and then to make them cohesive, you just have to recolor them. Right? So this is kind of a pro tip. So if you're multitasking, come back to me. When you're building a collection, you can pull from a variety of work that you've done in the past that fits in the theme. And then all you need to do to make it really cohesive is make sure you've got a really solid color palette, and then recolor all of that work to make it fit into the color palette. And then all of a sudden it has this amazing cohesion. right? This amazing cohesion. Hello, Tracy. It's lovely to see you. Yeah, so you're doing some new things too. That's awesome. I love it. So let's see. So you're learning acrylic painting now, and you just bought some watercolor pencils. They're going to be so fun. Tracy's going to be doing line art. That's also really great, Tracy. I love that. And so your theme, Mary Ann, is going to be Northern Ontario. So tell me more about Northern Ontario. What are some of the things that would be in your collection that represent Northern Ontario? It's also a great way for us to learn about Northern Ontario, right? Through your design work. You have supplies that you haven't opened yet. Yeah, I am probably guilty of that too. I probably do too. And so let's see. So Janice is working on a limited palette florals based on her dye garden flowers and beneficial insects. Fantastic. Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. I love it. Geraldine said, I plan to do a collection all in blue and white, the theme being nautical Kennebunkport. Oh, that'd be beautiful. That'd be so beautiful where you live. Tons of tourists here, and I know I can sell bags and matching items with a nautical theme. Absolutely, absolutely. That's brilliant. And listen, a lot of people, especially if you live in an area where there are a lot of tourists, it's really great to have a collection of items that are specifically about the area in which you live, right? So I live in Northern California, so there's like the Golden Gate Bridge, and there's Golden Gate Park, and there is, of course, there's Stinson Beach, there's all of the water, there are all the different bridges, like the Bay Bridge. There are beautiful buildings downtown, like the Transamerica Pyramid, and the cable cars. So, right, so there's like tons of ideas right there when you think about your particular right? The particular town that you're in, and people, when they come to visit, they want to take something home with them. They want a little keepsake, right? They want a keepsake. So Elizabeth said, I love birds. I also love playing with art supplies. It helps to have a theme to narrow down your focus. Yeah, it's just helpful to have some of these guardrails, right? So that you don't feel like it's overwhelming. It can really, really help you manage your overwhelm. And so I did all of my coloring in AI for anything that I was just showing you on my Instagram profile. I did do all my coloring in Adobe Illustrator. Yep. And thank you very much, Janice, for saying that you loved watching my birds. Okay, so this is the splash theme. Water drops, public swimming pool, wave splashing, water balloons, that's great. Sprinklers, oh my gosh, sprinklers, that's also great. You don't sprinklers, just the word sprinklers. What does it bring back for you? It like brings back these memories from I lived in upstate New York as a very, very young child, and it was so hot in the summer. And so my dad would turn the sprinkler on the weekend, and we'd just run through the sprinkler, right? Oh my gosh, I love that. That's great. So love the birdhouse pattern. Did you make a fabric out of it? So I haven't made a fabric out of it yet, but that is the collection that I'm getting ready to go to get made into. I think several of those would be really, really fun to have either on pillows. A couple of them would be nice for me to actually have on a couple of blouses as well. So I'm excited about that. So Evelyn says the Outer Banks is ocean life, dolphins, fish, sea turtles and crabs, pelicans and seagulls. There are 8 lighthouses on OBX. I don't know where that is, but that's just so great. And you said the Wright brothers first in flight on Jockey's Ridge. History of pirates. Blackbird lived on Ocracoke Island. I love it. Oh my gosh, look how much we're learning, Evelyn, from you sharing your theme, your collection theme. That's outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. So these flowers behind me, these flowers, thank you for asking, Jean. So these lovely flowers are actually several weeks old. They are amazing. Aren't they amazing? I think that they are called, Oh gee, I'm gonna forget the name. I'm gonna totally forget the name. My husband got them at the farmer's market. He got them at the farmer's market. He goes to the farmer's market every Sunday, and I'm pretty sure he got those like 2 weeks ago, maybe longer ago. They're just spectacular, and I think they're called they're called starts with an A. I'll see if I can look it up for you, Jean, and I know where to find you, so I'll see if I can't remember what it is. But since I'm now showing them to all of you, maybe you guys can let me know what you think they are. They're really beautiful. Okay, so then Marianne said, if I'm doing a collection for Northern Ontario, should I do it for just one season? So you don't necessarily, well, it depends. So here, it depends. So what's your goal? What's your overall goal, Marianne, in terms of how many patterns do you want to create? So one way for you to approach it is, I'm just going to do one season, and then you can recolor that and add a few for the next season. Right, for the next season. So you could do for example, you could do a summer collection and a winter collection, because I'm sure it's beautiful in Northern Ontario during the winter with all the snow, right? So you could do, so that's one way to think about it, right? You could, and these are just ideas. These are just ideas for you to kind of percolate and think about, but it's totally going to be something that resonates for you. You could do a summer collection about Northern Ontario and how beautiful everything is up there, like all the trees and etc. during the summer. And then you could do you could have some of those repeated in your winter collection, but with different colors, or get rid of some that are too summery and insert some that are more winter appropriate. I think the thing is don't make it so big that it's hard to get it actually finished, right? It's better to do like a mini collection of like 4 or 5 things. Those can look absolutely gorgeous on one page of your portfolio. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys in the membership, in Anne's Atelier, in the membership, how you want to build your portfolio. And some of your portfolio is collection based, but some of your portfolio are individual patterns that are going to work really, really well on different layouts. So I'm excited to jump into that with you guys. So great tip about the color palette for collections. Yeah, it can just help you reuse and get more leverage out of some of the work you've done in the past, right? Because there's probably work you've done in the past that's absolutely beautiful and ready to be put out there again. It just needs to be recolored. So Elizabeth said, I switched to the Facebook version as I can keep listening and jump to your web page or links you bring. Okay, cool. That sounds terrific. I'm glad you can watch in both places. And then Geraldine said, exactly. Yeah, so Geraldine, you're in Kennebunkport, which is just a beautiful, beautiful American city right on the East Coast and around water, just beautiful, like Martha's Vineyard. And but Kennebunkport is up in Maine. And so it's just brilliant for you to have a tourist-themed collection. And you'll get a lot of mileage out of it. Fall garden with my gourds and pumpkins. I have so many images of my last fall season with my garden. Fantastic. I love it. And then Judy says, my mom, who is 89 and only retired in 2020, is taking a watercolor class at our local library, and I have joined her on Mondays. Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. I love it. Hello, sweet Annie Starkey. It's great to see you. And remember, Annie, I know you're in the Pattern Design Academy with me. We're going to have our Q&A at 1. I know you missed it. You missed it on Monday because you came in an hour late. So the Q&A session for the Pattern Design Academy is happening at 1 p.m. in a half an hour. Okay? It's great to see you here, Annie. And so your son and his family are headed to where? Are headed to Kennebunkport? Tell us. That's super cool. Yeah, I think it's a Maria. It's definitely, Janice, some kind of it's got Maria at the end. So it could be Austromania or something like that. You're absolutely right in terms of the, maybe it's Alstromaria. Yeah, you guys are on the right track. You guys are totally on the right track in terms of what those flowers are. And Janice, okay, Janice got the name. That is awesome. So Judy Hay said the popsicles we had in the summer and homemade root beer were always a special treat and a wonderful memory. Those would be fun in a collection. Beach balls, yeah, lots and lots and lots of fun things you can come up with for the summer. And then Marianne says, thanks, there's so much to choose from. It's a little overwhelming. Exactly, Marianne. So keep it tight. Just keep it tight. Say, you know what, I'm just going to do 4 to 6 things from that resonate with me in Northern Ontario, that represent Northern Ontario and that you love about Northern Ontario. And one of them can be a map, right? People love maps, and you can put a map on a tea towel as well. So think about that. So you guys are correct. Thank you, Sherry. Also, the flowers may be Alstroemeria. They are indeed Alstroemeria. You guys are so awesome. Or a Peruvian lily. Okay, so that's a name I might remember better. So thank you, Diana. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's see. And so Tracy, I'm not sure what you're asking. How large, A3 or A4? Tell me what you're asking again. And let's see, I'm creating wall decor. Joan Davis says, hello Joan, it's great to see you. I'm creating wall decor with pattern repeats, floral crush collection. Lots of big flowers and leaves. Fantastic. Oh my gosh, fantastic. Big flowers and leaves. I love it. I would never have thought of a map. It's a great idea. Yeah, so maps are really fun. And a map on a tea towel is something that people love to buy. And that would be so great for your retail store, that retail space you have, Marianne, right? You still have that retail space up here. So then never thought about San Diego being a tourist center. Time to get busy. Yeah, so San Diego's a huge tourist center, right? There's the zoo. There's so many beautiful places by the water. There are museums. There's all of the sailboats that are in the marina. It's a beautiful, beautiful tourist destination. And then Annie says, Cape Hatteras. My grandson is in airplanes and flight, so the Wright brothers site for sure. Okay, I love it. Okay, so they can last in your home for weeks. Exactly. So totally, Tracy. I have had them for weeks, and they are beautiful. They just keep opening up more and more and more. So you be careful there. Don't text and drive at the same time. You can watch us, but don't text and drive. That's super dangerous, Joan. But you're from Malibu, California, so Malibu's another great place to do tourist specific items. Sizes for the portfolio, should they be single pages too or postcards for singular designs? So I would put them all in one document, right? And so in my membership over the training that we're going to have over the course of over the summer is all going to be focused on how to create your first portfolio and how to have one online, how to decide whether you need to have a physical version, and all the page layouts here in the United States, we're gonna do it on an 8.5 by 11 format. It's an 8.5 by 11 format, which works online and also which works in or 8 by 10. 8 by 10 is also really great. But on each page, you're going to not have everything be 8 by 10 inches. This is in inches here in America. Some of them are going to be you're going to have your hero along the top and down, and then down the side you're going to have, or below it, you're going to have two secondaries or two blenders. And then we're going to mix it up. Sometimes you'll have a beautiful hero and then you'll have a mock-up of the hero. And then, of course, you have to have your contact page, which is why you need professional photographs, because you have to have a fantastic professional photograph of yourself with a little bit of a description. So, but hopefully that helps. Succulents, yes, succulents in San Diego is awesome. And that's okay. That's okay, Kathy. That's all right. You can totally watch the replay. All right. So, and an A4 is very close to 8.5 by 11. Yeah, very close. So, Thank you so much for joining me today. I so much appreciate it. I know I was a little bit late, but I wanted to make sure that you guys go check out my top 10 summer projects that are on my blog, right? So pop over to AnneLaFolletteArt.com, right? So you can go to AnneLaFolletteArt.com, and then you can pop over to the blog by clicking right here at the top, and then click into 10 surface design projects for summer so that you can take a look at this fabulous list that I've created for you. And we can talk about it again next week, right? We can dive into more about how much progress you're all making towards what you're working on and how is it working for you. All right, but thank you so much for joining me. I wanted to always say in closing, I always like to say in closing, that I am Anne LaFollette, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now, and I'll see you next Wednesday. And for those of you who are in the Pattern Design Academy with me, I will see you over there in 20 minutes. All right? Thank you so much.